Hello and welcome to That Was the Week That Was. Was it? The podcast that is loved by lots and lots of listeners. Yes, it's true. You don't know them though because they all go to a different school. Joining me as co-host for this one is Hayley Pettit. Good morrow, Hayley. How are you?
Good morrow. Thank
right?
you. Yes. Very good. No complaints.
Good. No complaints this week. You're all tickety-boo.
Well, I've probably got quite a lot, but no one really cares. So.
You're right, we don't. So that's the banter. That's good. That's great. Our guest for this episode is a comedian and writer who you will have seen on, well, pretty much everything, to be honest with you. It's Lucy Porter. Hello, Lucy. How are you?
Oh, I'm good, but I do care, Hayley. I care very much about what you've got going on. I've got a very sore finger there.
Oh.
I've just got a plaster on it, you'll be able to see. And my one of my legs is a bit sore as well.
Oh dear, not a good day then. In the wars, as my mum would say.
I'm on quite an uncomfortable chair. My bum's gone a bit numb. But...
Yeah. I mean, we've all got our crosses to bear, haven't we? See, and now we've ended up, Hayley, you didn't even get to moan. We were just trying to create a safe space for you to moan.
I'm here to listen. It's fine.
Oh.
So, Hayley, seriously, what's the problem?
I don't really have one, actually.
Okay.
No, look at that. Oh, God, she reeled us in a treat there, didn't she? Absolutely. She was like, I don't like to moan, guys. And I can't because my life's perfect, unlike you, Lucy.
Perfect. Totally perfect, yeah.
It's amazing. Absolutely amazing.
What a absolute shame that is. So we've known each other for quite some time, haven't we, Lucy? It's got to be fair. We've known each other since
way back.
2005, isn't that true? We're doing that charity single. Do you remember?
Oh my God! How could I forget? We raised £6 million for the orphan kittens, didn't we?
We did. God bless them, with that lovely song that we did. The "Do They Meow It's Christmas."
That's right. It was me, you, Pudsey Bear, Mr. Blobby.
Yeah.
I mean, all the others were mascots. I don't know how we snuck onto that record, really.
Well, I don't know. I mean, because I was the mascot at the time for that. I think it was that type of jam, that particular type of jam.
Jepson's jam. It's the jam you love.
Exactly the one. Yeah, they did all the strange flavors like gooseberry jam and elderflower.
Gooseberry jam's not that weird.
No, elderflower's not that weird either.
It's to me because
I mean, rubber flavored.
Yeah, that one failed, and rabbit flavored failed completely. Yeah, I mean, but it was a good time, as you say. £6 million for the orphan cats.
I mean, they've never had it so good. The orphan cats, they live a life of absolute luxury.
They do. And do we hear from them now?
No, not a meow.
Not a meow.
So ungrateful.
Very. And you know what? I just incinerate them all. Anyway,
do you want to see my cat? Look, my cat's here.
Oh yes, please
on
do.
The bed. Hang on. Oh, midnight. Where are you? It's there is a cat. The problem is the bed's so messy because there's so much stuff on. But there's I would pick him up, but he hates us. So
yeah, he's a cat. They do that, don't they?
There's my husband. I can pick him up if you want.
Oh, please pick him up, yes. Hello.
He loves a little scritch under his chin. He absolutely loves it. He's really goes mad for it. Bit of catnip.
Look at his tail wagging. I'll show you my pug later as well because she's in the room. And not quite as exciting as a cat, but she's basically an enchanted pillow. Yeah. So let's crack on. So, Lucy, the reason you're here is to talk about your week and how it was.
Wonderful week of injuries and slight soreness.
Yes, so please, we're going to start with Monday, as weeks tend to. How was Monday for you?
Well, now, Monday is the most exciting day of the week because it's bin day.
Yes.
So, it's absolutely gorgeous. We've just moved from the London Borough of Harrow to the London Borough of Hillingdon, and our bin day, it used to be on a Tuesday. It was, neither one thing nor t'other. Whereas Monday bin day, you purge yourself of all the weekend's excesses.
Yeah,
yes.
Everything's cleaned out. It's like having a colonic or something, and then not that I've ever had one, but you know,
No, well,
anything's
yeah,
possible.
yeah. I mean, the day's still young, so it's
I
could
could do it
happen.
as we speak. We could live stream it.
Oh, I see, live streaming. So yeah, Monday's a really good day to have a bin day. I've never had that myself. Where we are
How's it
now is a
Friday?
Wednesday.
Oh,
Yeah, where we are now
Wednesday.
is midweek,
Oh,
Yeah,
But
pointless.
but yeah, Monday, that's fantastic.
It's amazing. And also, now listen, I mean, I don't want to get competitive here, but I know you two are both in the Garden of England,
Yeah.
We are, yeah.
beautiful Kent countryside. But we get all our rubbish collected every week as well. So we get the full package: recycling,
Everything.
food waste, and general bins.
So you don't even have that sort of tension of what week is it? What are we doing?
Yeah, I know. We used to have
Oh my
wheelie
God.
bins. Yeah, there's always huge controversy because in Harrow they have wheelie bins, and in Hillingdon we leave our rubbish out on the street, which looks terrible.
Oh.
But and the foxes go mad for it. But it does mean that we get everything collected every week. That's the trade-off. But there's always people are always writing on the website next door saying, "Oh, why don't they have wheelie bins in Hillingdon? It looks so awful." And then everyone's like, "Yeah, well, but we get all rubbish collected every week," and it turns into it's massive. It's a massive local issue
Wow.
about the bins.
I completely understand that actually because I grew up in Northwood, so probably quite close to where you are, I suppose. Yeah. Yes. So I don't quite miss having a wheelie bin. We have a big brown one for like composty stuff, but yeah, no wheelie bins. Sad.
I know I could get in our old one. I used to do that only the recycling one because it was relatively clean, but I would get in it and surprise the children. It was hours of fun.
I thought you were going to say surprise the bin men then.
Instead of a tip at Christmas, I just used to get in the wheelie bin.
Surprise!
Jumping out the cake.
So yeah, you have a wheelie bin, just so you can get in it if you want to.
Yeah, I might just for my own private,
Yeah.
my own private uses, just have a wheelie bin around the back
to reminisce. That's good. Oh, I love the fact that as English people we can really delve into bin culture, and that we have the ability to actually discuss this and say, I'm jealous of the fact that you can just get rid of everything each week.
Yeah, I know.
I am jealous of that.
It's paradise. There are many other disadvantages to the London Borough of Hillingdon, don't get me wrong. But the bins, they've absolutely cracked bins. Terrible parking.
Amazing.
Now, listen, the other obsessions of British people, bins and parking. The parking meters are a disgrace.
Really?
It's appalling, absolutely appalling. They barely ever work. So I did host the British Parking Awards not so long ago, and I made an absolute point in my opening remarks of upbraiding the London Borough of Hillingdon on the terrible state of their parking.
Now, the British Parking Award sounds like not necessarily awarded to people involved in parking, just to general people in a way.
I know. Well, I did say they'd missed a
Look at
trick
this
by
parallel
not having exactly because I cannot parallel. I'm really bad at driving, really bad, like an absolute liability.
You get an achievement award.
Yeah, I mean, I should get a kind of Maureen from driving school commemorative award for being because I cannot. I mean, parallel parking it can take me days, weeks, months. I draw a crowd.
Oh,
I have to sit on a cushion.
Do you sit on a cushion? Are you tiny as well, Hayley? Oh my gosh.
We're all tiny. I'm tiny as well. I'm
about
5'5", 5'6".
A little borrowers podcast that we're doing here.
Yes.
The representing the small people. It's all good.
Why not? This is my. Do you know this is my third podcast in 24 hours?
Oh wow!
Oh,
I'm
really?
binging. Yeah. I'm just chatting away about. I mean, I've not talked about bins on any of the others or parking. So you've got the exclusive, the scoop.
Yeah, we get the exclusivities, definitely. We had Charlie Higson on the other week, and he spoke about Quavers and Mars bars. So yes, we get the big. It's always the big ones.
Well, this is what people are
Um,
interested in: parking bins and confectionery. When I was on, I did Celebrity Mastermind, and when they ask you what you want your specialist subject to be, I said I want to do British confectionery of the 80s and 90s, and they wouldn't let me do that because they said it was a bit
What?
too niche. Yeah.
Is it? Would he? You see, that's really sad because go on. What's your favourite chocolate bar that doesn't exist anymore? Go on.
Well,
let's see what that is. 'Cause
I
I've
mean,
got mine.
Pyramid.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Love
What
a
would I know?
pyramid. Did
That's
you
a
ever
good
have
one.
a pyramid, Hayley?
Never heard of it.
How old
Okay,
are you,
so-
Hayley?
I feel like I've left out.
How old are you, Hayley? Sorry, it's a personal question, but
Well, I'll be 40 next year. Let's put it that way.
okay, good. Well, you should know Pyramid. You should know Pyramid.
Well, obviously just missed out, haven't I?
Yeah, mine's
Hugely, by the sounds of it.
yeah, mine's Secret. That was my
Oh,
favourite.
yes, they were nice. I remember those.
It was almost like a chocolate wicker type thing with mousse all the way through it.
Oh yes, they were
Mm.
lovely.
They
God,
were
I'd
nice.
not
Great.
thought about those for years. If that had come up, I might not have got it actually on the.
Yeah.
Let me do you. I'll quickly improvise a quiz. Okay, so which chocolate bar that now? Hang on. This is not going to be. You're going to have to edit this, obviously.
No, I
'cause
don't
she's
know.
Googling. Do you have the capacity to edit? Is that
Oh,
a
yeah.
thing? Oh, good.
Oh yeah, thankfully.
Okay. Which now non-existent chocolate bar was advertised with the slogan, "You wouldn't fire a man till he'd finished his blank bar, would you?"
Oof.
I was really confident until you said.
Yeah, here we
tagline.
go. This is another slogan. Bite through the chocolate and chew real slow.
Oh,
Sure is a mighty chew.
hang on.
Ooh, that
That's
does sound familiar.
oh no.
Go on, Alex.
You're gonna have to tell me.
Face.
You're gonna have to tell me.
A man's got to do what a man's got. A man's
It
got to
does.
chew what a man's got to chew.
It's not a
Oh.
Texan, is it? Because that's too.
It was a
obvious.
Texan. It
Was it a Texan?
Hey.
Oh,
Oh,
although actually the a man's got to chew what a man's got to chew was for a type of sweet that came in toffee, banana, and chocolate flavored.
Ew.
not toffos.
Yeah, toffee. Well done.
Oh, when I doubt myself so much when I guess these things, like, not that.
It couldn't be.
Can't
Could it? Well,
be
you
that,
must.
surely.
You must boost your confidence there, Alex. You know.
Boost.
Yes.
Right, though.
But they still do those, but not they did two flavors, didn't they? At one point, they did
Did they do one with like guarana or something in it?
Yes,
Was
they
that
did.
that?
Yes, they did.
Yes. Oh god, this is
That's strange.
fantastic content.
What was the name of
Here
the
we go.
Cadbury's chocolate bar which had rum flavored raisins inside it?
Ooh.
Oh.
You'll know it.
No. It's no. You've got me on that one. I do know it.
It's Old Jamaica.
Jamaica.
Okay, I'm going to give you one more.
Yes, please.
Okay, this is for the holiday.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, here we are. Right.
I think I found the new podcast premise.
Yes, it is 70s sweets. Yeah, they're more. I think more 80s. Oh, hang on. It's a chocolate bar. I'm going to describe to you a chocolate bar, and you are going to have to tell me which one it is. So this was. It was a hollow, twisted chocolate bar. There were 2 fingers in each pack.
Spira.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Hayley, you're going to the Maldives. You have won.
So exciting. Excellent.
You could actually soak tea through those.
Mm.
It's great. Oh,
Just eat them.
I remember when I showed my children how you can suck drinks through a chocolate finger if you bite the ends off, and they've never respected or loved me more.
that's all it takes, isn't it?
Excellent, mummy.
That's all it takes.
Very good.
I miss Spiras as well, and I miss everything about my youth.
Yeah.
That's what it boils down to, isn't it? It's you're
Nostalgia.
reminiscing. The chocolates are probably shit. I mean, they probably are crap
Yeah.
now. But
How old are you, Alex?
I'm 42.
Yeah. You could have done it like Hayley and said, "I'll be 43 next birthday." Let's just put it that way.
Yeah,
That's
don't.
worse. That's a worse way of saying your age, though, because then you're throwing it
is.
forward.
Yeah,
You should say I was. I mean, I was 38 10 years ago.
there you go.
That's
Sounds-
better, isn't it? Or maybe
sounds
make
good,
it
doesn't it?
something a bit more mathematically sort of awkward. So I was 41 7 years ago, and then that leaves people guessing a bit more, doesn't it?
Yeah, that does.
Probably get it wrong.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
the arithmetic would probably floor me on that one. But yeah, no, I'm 48, and I do, very much feel all my best days are behind me and my best chocolate bars. And you know, we were talking last night actually about the 90s and how amazing they were, and then came to exactly the same conclusion that we were like, actually, no, they weren't good. We were just young.
Yeah. My favourite rabbit hole to go down is old TV adverts on YouTube. And
Yes. There is a YouTube channel called We Love Old Adverts, which I highly recommend you check out, because obviously they talk to people about old telly, and I showed on that an advert I did in the 1990s for mobile phones, where I danced around with a sort of, there was a fox puppet, this really manky fox puppet, and I had to sort of dance around while the fox puppet made sexually suggestive remarks about me. And then I had to hold up mobile phones, and the sort of punchline of the advert was "Hands up, who wants a Siemens?" because it sounded a little bit like
90s.
the Siemens. I think I don't really understand.
Oh,
Yeah,
don't know what to say to that.
so that was the 90s. Things were not better in the 90s. Trust me.
No, they weren't. Oh, well, that's draw a veil over that one. Yeah, so Monday was bin filled, and actually, I mean to ask you on Mastermind, what subject did you choose in the end?
Well, I've done it twice, and won it both times. I don't like to mention it, but since you asked,
You won both times. That's good.
I am Mastermind Champion of Champions, mate. Listen,
That's amazing.
You're very lucky to have me.
What are you doing here?
So I did the first time. I did Steve Martin,
The
Life and Works of, and then the second time I did Victoria Wood, The Life and Works of. So little comedy theme, and it was great fun. So obviously I need to ask you, what would your specialist subjects be?
Mine would be certificates from the BBFC from the years 1984 to present day. It's like borderline Rain Man when it comes to those.
What's the name of the guy who always signed the certificate?
You have to repeat that. Sorry, you cut out.
What was the name of the guy who always signed the certificates during most of the 90s?
During that period, James Furman.
Yes, very good. Aren't you good? And then after that?
That was... I just remember James Furman because he was such a tyrant. Give me a sec.
Double-barreled.
Yeah, it is. It's something... I want to say... Oh, this is terrible. Okay, pass.
I think, is it not Andreas Whittam Smith or something like that?
Something like that. It was something Smith, I think, and that's why I just I got Victor Lewis Smith in my head. I was like, well, that's certainly not him.
I think he then was editor of the Independent or something weird as well. It's one of those things that's just somewhere in my mind. That's such a great specialist subject, though. That's exactly boring enough to work.
It's one of those things where it's like if you said a film and. I in my head, I just immediately visualize the poster and the certificate there, and that's it. And it just appears.
Nuns on the Run.
12, 15 on video.
Uncle Buck.
12 again, 15 on video.
Yeah, interesting, isn't it? Those comedy romps. You wouldn't want them to be a 12 now. You'd want that as a PG, wouldn't you?
Definitely. That's where Mrs. Doubtfire comes in, because that was originally a 12, and then most councils decided to put it as a PG. So they decided to edit out the offending language and then make it a PG.
There you go. Very good.
Wow.
So, Hayley, can you top that?
No. Not really.
I mean, I don't think anyone could really, but
No, I was just going to go with something a bit more general, but yeah, that's like super niche, Alex.
Oh, it's weird. It's weird. I'm not, it's like a party trick where people go, okay, well done.
You look quite stressed, Alex.
Yeah,
a lot of pressure for you to get it right.
I also quite enjoy being tested on it as well, which is really sad. So anyway, Tuesday. Let's move on to Tuesday. We've had bins on a Monday. Tuesday, how was that?
Genuinely, and this is, I'm being entirely honest and forthright with you.
Good.
Only marginally less exciting than bin day. Tuesday, I flew to Cannes in the south of France.
Oh, wow. No,
I mean, it didn't beat bin day, obviously, but it was my first flight out of the country for 21 months, however long, no longer than that, probably 2 years. And I had completely forgotten how to get on an aeroplane and how to sit down. And I was so excited, and I was like, this is the most amazing thing that's ever happened. I got a phone call on Saturday saying someone's dropped out of a gig in Cannes on Tuesday. Can you make it? And so I basically went, oh my God, yes. Got on a plane on Tuesday morning at 7 a.m. and was in Cannes for Tuesday lunchtime to do a little talk to a group of women, and then flew back that night. So I have destroyed the planet single-handedly.
Yeah.
But you had a good time, though. Wow.
But I'd do it again. I got my feet in the sand in the south of France. It was unbelievable. But it was really, I don't know if you've been anywhere, but it's just weird. It's just
not recently.
No, nobody has.
No.
There were loads of other people who were on the plane just going, yeah, we've not done this. We don't know. And I was like, oh, this is so brilliant. It's so lovely being on a plane again. And then my ears started absolutely killing me within about sort of 2 minutes of takeoff.
Yeah. Did you find yourself listening to the safety procedures more intently?
Yes, genuinely did.
Yeah. Just because it's alien and new. It's like, oh, wow. This is like the movies.
So I put my mask on before helping others. Interesting. Okay.
Selfish.
Did you have to have the, not that mask, but the other mask on for the whole flight?
Yes, except when you were eating or drinking.
Of course. Well, yes, yeah.
And, I love the fact that they explain that to you. You are allowed to take your mask off to eat and drink.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
We've actually got a trip to LA booked at the beginning of next year.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, I know. It's so sort of on tenterhooks. I think it's been cancelled twice and been moved twice. And I'm just thinking about the journey in a mask. Yeah. The whole plane thing and the mask is going to be a long way. Yeah. Scary times.
10 hours or something?
Something like that. Borderline. Yeah, it's going to be.
Just have to have a little nap.
But yeah, so
I used to hate, before I had kids, doing a long flight was my idea of hell. I was like, oh my God, 10 hours on a plane. It's so boring and uncomfortable. And, and then since I had the first trip I did after I had the kids, I got a gig in the Seychelles. I'm letting you think my life is incredibly glamorous. It's really not. Cannes and the Seychelles are the most glamorous things that I've done. But it was, so it was like how many hours to Dubai and then a little flight from there to the Seychelles. And I have, because since having children, basically, I haven't even been to the toilet on my own in 11 years. There's always someone needs something, and the cats wander in, or there's always some sort of emergency just when I'm needing to empty my bladder. And so I just basically sat there watching movies and having the best, and I love my children and my husband and my cats very much, don't get me wrong, but having an uninterrupted period of time on my own was incredible. And nobody walked in on me in the toilet either. I sat on that tiny little airplane toilet having a whale of a time.
That sounds marvellous, actually.
Yeah, I don't have kids, but Hayley can relate, can't you, Hayley?
Oh yes, very much. What you just described there is basically paradise, I think.
Watching a terrible film, certified. certified by the BBFC as. Now, what did I watch? I'll try and get you to. Do you do current films as well, or is it
It's
a specific time
mostly,
period?
yeah. It's easier in the 80s and 90s, but yeah, go on.
Free Guy.
12A.
Yes, 12A.
Yeah. Surprisingly good film, actually. I didn't think I was going to like it for some reason, but yeah, surprisingly good movie.
I know, and I knew loads of people who absolutely hated it with a real passion, and but then again, you see, I think my standards have gone right down because I thought Cruella was brilliant, and everyone else I knew hated
I loved it.
Yeah, I thought it was fabulous. There's very few films. I will watch any old crap now. I really will. I've sat through the Paw Patrol movie. Fine, great, fine. Dora the Explorer. I mean, that nobody expected that to be any good. It wasn't, but I enjoyed it.
Yeah. The film that surprised me that was the Jumanji remake.
Oh my god, I love that so much.
It's incredible. Incredible film. Yeah.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson, I never understood. I used to watch a little bit of wrestling in the 90s, and I was like, yeah, well, The Rock, yes, I can smell what The Rock is cooking. Thank you very much. And then I have become absolutely obsessed with how good he is in everything since, even Jungle Cruise, which I didn't adore.
No.
But yeah, he's just brilliant. He's an absolute genius, that man.
Yeah, he's done well. Very well. Yeah.
And Jumanji, I've probably watched Jumanji Welcome to the Jungle about 25 times. It was on repeat constantly for a while now. I have.
It's good. That's not a bad thing. It's a good film. I enjoy it. And actually, one of our previous guests was in it. So, yeah. The William Tokarski, who played the merchant who offers Kevin Hart cake. There you go.
Oh, yes. One of the funniest scenes in the movie where he explodes. Yeah. Sorry, spoilers.
Yeah.
It's been out for a while.
We did talk about that, about, how did it feel killing Kevin Hart, but yeah, it's yeah.
I did try and do the Ruby Roundhouse, "Ooh Baby I Love Your Way" dance battling stuff for the kids, but they were very unimpressed by that.
Oh dear. Well, I would be impressed by it because it would be like, yes.
All right, I will do it now if you insist. Right, here I go.
Go on.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yeah. Look at. Oh, did you think I could get my leg up there? You didn't, but I did.
Well, I hoped you could, but there we go.
That's not improved my sore leg at all.
So Cannes, what was the gig? That sounds incredible. Was it on the beach?
It was within spitting distance of the beach. Which...
Oh, good, because they do that, don't they?
They do. They're very dirty, the French. I forgot how unbelievably appalling toilets can be in other countries. But at the airport, right, you get to Nice, it's Nice Airport, obviously, get into Nice Airport, and I thought I'll just nip to the loo because I hadn't had enough on the plane. I was like, I haven't really enjoyed this enough. So went to the loo in Nice Airport, and you're welcome to the country, and it is absolutely vile. There's no seats. Why don't they have seats? No seats. And then the little poo shelf, so you have to examine what you've done. It was just awful.
Poo shelf.
I'm not familiar with that either.
Do you not? The foreign toilets where there's a they don't let
shelf.
things drop into the water as well intended.
Hang on. Yes, okay. Yeah.
It sits, whatever. I mean, I wasn't doing a poo. It was just a wee, but it sits there, kind of judging you.
Sweet corn eyes looking at you.
I know what you did.
Cannes. I keep saying Cannes. It's Cannes, isn't it? And it annoys me when people say things wrong, and I'm doing it myself.
I flew into Nice Airport and then went on to
Nice
Cannes.
Airport.
I could have gone to St. Tropez, but I didn't go to St. Tropez, sadly.
No. Or Paris. Oh, that didn't
and
really
Hives.
Work.
That's in the area.
I've only been to France, I think, twice. And that was when I was a kid. So, I mean...
No, you're not missing much. The toilets are awful.
Yeah, and it was Calais.
Yeah. We did day trip to Calais from our school in Croydon, and it was absolute chaos. Shoes went over, so I think it was Roz. What was her name? Roz. Anyway, I think Roz's shoe went over the side of the ferry because Donna and Lynn, you know what they were like. Donna and Lynn, they were having a bit of a laugh.
Of course they were. Bants.
And crazy bants. So yeah, shoe went over, and someone was sick. I think Emily Harrison. I think she was sick.
Yeah, I remember being sick the morning of going because I was staying at a friend's. I was sick in his dad's flower bed.
Oh,
I remember that. And the only other thing I can remember about the trip to France is the amount of dog poo that I saw.
Yeah.
All I can remember. The rest of it, complete blur.
We are terrible middle-aged English people, aren't we? Going out.
Awful.
Well, they don't even have bin collections on a Monday. I mean, that's France for you. Terrible toilets.
I don't even do dog dirt right either. It was all funny colour. It was weird.
Savages.
Rabid dogs, probably. I don't know. So now it's time for this feature's theme music was produced after the recording of this podcast. So let's have a listen to it then. That was it.
Amazing.
My magnum opus, I feel.
I mean, they just get better and better, Alex. They really do. It's the quality is extraordinary.
Thank you. Thank you. I mean, the first one sounds like just a mess, but these are getting, What did you like about it?
Well, it moved me to tears, and it's very rare that a piece of music does that. Only that and Russ Abbott's Atmosphere have had that kind of visceral effect on me.
Yes.
So yeah, it was I think there was something about it that just it was redolent of nights in the 90s, eating a Spira.
Yeah, and you mentioned Russ Abbott's Atmosphere, of course, and that's just like that song. This song could be played at any funeral, and it would make it.
I'll have it at my funeral.
Yes, please do. You're welcome.
It's going to be a long list of songs. There's going to be Russ Abbott's Atmosphere. There's going to be Joy Division's Love Will Tear Us Apart.
Of course.
And then we'll pick things back up with your theme song there. So that that'll create a nice flow.
Absolutely. I mean, I always said that I've always wanted like Disco Inferno played as I get as the coffin goes through the curtains. But I think this one might better it. So, anything else you'd like to add to that, or was there anything you didn't like about it, or?
I thought the duck call was a bit much.
Oh, okay.
I mean, there's ducks have been summoned from all corners of northwest London now. They're all pecking outside my window, so that was misjudged.
Okay, well, I apologise.
Look what you've done, Alex. Look what you've done.
I didn't mean to sully it, or make it seem like I didn't know what I was doing. I mean, it was a conscious choice to put the ducks in. I don't know.
What did you think, Hayley? I mean, I'm only one voice. What did you reckon?
I didn't mind the duck. It was the intensity of the congos that upset me a bit.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
A bit much, Alex.
You always say that. Intensity of the congos.
Just can't bear it.
That's the name of your autobiography, isn't it?
It's sort of the congos did sort of remind me of paddling duck feet, though. So there was at least a stylistic consistency.
Well, yeah, there's a reason for that because they were doing it. Yeah, as you know.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you. I'll take that on board, and if anything needs to change, if I re-release it or something, I'm sure the ducks will be gone. Wednesday, middle of the week, hump day. What was that like?
Hump day for me, Wednesday. Well, Wednesday generally in my life is all about sewing.
Oh, I didn't expect that.
No, I didn't either, but that's what we're going with. So I sewed a jacket.
To something or just
or something
together or
I sewed a jacket. Yes, I made a jacket, a tiny little golden jacket for my cat.
Oh,
the poor
gold.
thing.
Good choice.
Yeah.
Is it sequins or are we talking?
Yeah, it's a Quizmaster jacket. Basically, I'm hoping to introduce, after the success of our charity single for the cat orphanage, obviously. I'm thinking of branching out further into cat-based entertainment. So a cat-themed quiz show hosted by a cat for cats.
Get
Wow.
on there, yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, I'd watch it. I know it's not aimed at me, but I would definitely watch that.
Well, it's like, it's like Squid Games intended for an audience of 15 plus, but is now being watched by toddlers, apparently. So, anyone can watch anything these days, it turns out. Your BBFC classifications are meaningless now, Alex.
Yeah. I've had arguments with the BBFC and Netflix regarding their certificates. And that's not a joke.
Oh, fantastic.
It's Twister. They show Twister, right? And
Yeah.
PG, granted, yes, PG, and they've got the BBFC certificate PG on Netflix, but they are showing the American PG-13 version, which does say fuck, which you cannot have at a PG. And I said to them, Netflix, I said, you cannot have
Netflix.
You there, Netflix. General direction. You cannot have a fuck in a PG film. And they were like, it's rated PG. I said, yeah, no, but it's the cut version. Anyway, it was a very meaningless thread. I did the same thing on Disney Plus. With Disney Plus, they're showing Big, but it's the uncut version, which has a fuck in it. And they've got it as 0+ as the age rate. Anyone can watch that.
What? That's wrong.
They're not listening to me. No one listens to me. Let somebody think of the children.
Well, if my children hear this podcast, which I hope they never do, because they'll be like, why was she complaining about us bursting in on her in the toilet? We thought she liked it. But they'll be like, oh yeah, we'll watch that. They love a bit of swearing. They're at that age where it is so exciting hearing someone say a swear word, and they all get like them and their little friends. I injured myself quite badly, and I did they call it sugar honey iced tea. That's apparently what the young kids say instead of saying the word. And I said that, and it was just a source of joy and delight for days and days. It was like, Mummy said that word. It's so exciting. And then
go on.
And then my husband showed them the Blues Brothers. They thought, the Blues Brothers is a nice film. Let's show them the Blues Brothers. And I don't know what the rating of that is. Alex 15. Will tell us. Yeah, 15. And it deserves a 15. So they learned a lot of new words, lovely American swears.
Oh, that's wonderful. It works the other way, though. I remember the first time I swore in front of my mum, and I was playing Sonic the Hedgehog, and I got to the last level and died. And I believe I said, for fuck's sake. And my mum was there, and she was like, what did you just say? And I was like, I think we both heard it,
How old were
you? Must have been about 11, maybe.
I think that's acceptable. I think we should have like a sort of classification system. Just give children an age at which they're allowed to use each swear word.
Yeah.
Like drinking or something, where you go, look, you can basically, because when they're very little at school, they're not allowed to say things like idiot. And so they used to say the I word. They'd say, oh God, someone said the I word, Mummy. And I was like, what the fuck is the I word? I've got no idea. What are you fucking talking about, you little shits? Yeah. And then it turns out, yes, it was idiot. And then they thought flip was a really bad word because they were told not to say it because obviously
the other F word
stands in for you. But yeah, now I wouldn't really mind. I mean, I've got friends who swear in front of their children all the time, but I'm not a very sweary person generally.
No.
But yeah, I sort of try and tone it down a bit for the kids, really. But I would say if one of mine said shit now, I'd be like, all right, crack on.
Yeah, it's quite endearing, isn't it? In a way, it's quite funny. It's like, oh, look at you.
Well, it's the Richard Curtis, children swearing is kind of funny and cute.
That's it. It's his fault.
There's that one, the one where the little girls looking out of the window and there's a goat. Have you seen that one? It's like a little internet thing, and she just looks
Yeah.
out of the window and goes, "It's a fucking goat," and it's just.
Yeah.
I mean, that's proper cute.
It is. Haley's just had to disappear for a second. It's okay. She's
fine.
She'll be back in a minute. Yeah. Nature calls, I think. It might be a kid. But yeah, it's
one of her children swearing
Yeah,
its head off
probably.
like a trooper.
Yeah. You just hear it go, "Will you shut the fuck up?" But yeah.
Yeah, my husband swears in front of the children all the time, and so it's quite good. So they think he's the sweary parent.
No, that's all right then. That's all right then. How old are your children?
11 and 9. But yeah, my mum
Okay.
never swore, and I remember that my mum swore once, to my knowledge, in her entire life, which was when we watched the movie Titanic, rating
12.
12, and it was Christmas, and we all sat down as a family to watch Titanic, and at the end of it, my mum, as he was floating off into the ocean, as Jack was disappearing, she just turned to the room and went, "Well, that was shit." And I was like, if you're going to swear once in your life, that is exactly the time to do it, is at the end of a shit film.
That is it. It's a long film as well, very long, and to find that one, that shit is. I was surprised because I haven't seen it in quite some time, but you think the end of the film obviously is the ship sinking, but that's like an hour.
Yeah.
And you
there's
think
still more.
that's the end of the film.
There's so much room. There was so much room on that piece of wood that she was just like, sorry, there's just not enough room for you. You can just freeze to death in the ocean.
Yeah.
I love you so much.
Yeah. Someone said recently that she is the evil person of that film. She's really evil, truly evil, because she's got the heart of the ocean, and that guy spent all that money trying to find it, and she's got it on her and doesn't say a word about it. She bores them with this long story about this guy that she met once and had sex with one night. And at the end, when she dies and she goes and sees Jack, not her husband that she spent the whole of her life with.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And then lobs it in the sea at the end. Just throws it away.
Yeah. And that, drops in the sea.
Would you do that? Why would you do that? Would you? No one would ever do that.
Well, she would.
Infuriating film.
Evil.
Well, my mum was right.
Yeah, she was definitely.
100% right. 100% right. So I've forgotten what you did actually on Wednesday night. You did say.
I've forgotten as well. I sewed a tiny jacket for my cat.
Sewed a tiny jacket for your cat. That's the one.
You know.
How did your cat feel about it?
Absolutely loved it. You know, there's nothing cats love more than being dressed up and generally interfered with. I mean, our cats, I swear to God, even more than most cats are friendly. Like some people have cats that come and sit on them and will purr and be stroked and everything. Our cats absolutely despise us. Like this, they'll be near us. And he'll let me sort of scritch his head a little bit, but he deep down absolutely detests me.
Oh, that is a real shame. You see, our pug, who's being held by my wife out of shot at the moment, is the complete opposite. She is so placid. She's going to. She is now.
Oh, hello. Oh, you're so beautiful. Oh, look. Oh, that's a beautiful baby. Hello.
Oh, this is Pippa.
Cute.
Oh, Pippa, you are stunning.
She's a lump.
You are so cute.
She's 8 years old.
She can't hear me.
But... 8 years old, and she's former. Someone used her for breeding for 5 years, and now she's with us. But yeah,
she's well. Those eyes have seen things. I mean, it is extraordinary.
She's
isn't it?
so much, yeah. I mean, the most telling thing is that her owner was Polish, and her name's Pippa, but it's P-I-P-A, and in Poland that means bitch or cunt.
Oh,
little Pippa.
So now she's Pippa, P-I-P-P-A.
Yes.
Oh,
Pippa
good.
And she's perfect. So
you have just melted my heart. That is unbelievable. We our cats are rescue cats as well, and I do always tell people that because I think it makes me sound like a nicer person.
And they hate us. We rescued them. Unbelievable.
Yeah. Well, in a way, I think we get extra points for that because it's
do.
all very well rescuing a lovely animal who then loves you and returns the favour, but ours are absolutely furious. They would rather have been left in the hell house they were found in than brought to live in this sort of comfortable suburban semi.
In their head, they're like, "Excuse me, when are we going back? It's been so long now. When are we going back?
Can't believe it's still here."
Yes, this awful woman who keeps trying to dress me up and telling me she loves me. I was on a Zoom call in lockdown, and the host had unmuted everyone so they could say their goodbyes. And I didn't realise this. I went to let the cat out of the room and came back onto the meeting, and everybody was there going, oh my God, oh, that is so cute. We just heard the way you talk to your children. And I was like, oh no, that wasn't my children.
No.
That was very much the cat, because I was like, I love you so much. I'll see you in a bit. Love you. Mwah, 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 mwah. And I don't get away with that with the kids anymore, but the cats cannot,
I
cannot
love
say
it.
anything.
I love it. So we're going to move on to Thursday after the whole cat jacket scenario.
Cat jackets. After the cat jackets.
Yeah.
So,
Thursday, Lucy, come on. What was that like?
So
hit me with that good stuff.
Thursday. I'm genuinely actually looking at my calendar to see what I did. Oh, yoga! So much yoga on a Thursday. Yoga is it's yoga with Natalie on a Thursday.
Okay.
Which you know what Natalie's like. She pushes you, but you welcome it.
Yeah, but the thing is, she pushes you while you're doing it, which is the problem. You fall over all the time.
Exactly.
How you hurt your leg.
It does certainly test your reflexes. It's kind of yoga as a martial art where you have to be prepared at any point for the yoga instructor to come over and chop your windpipe.
I thought that's a thing where they just push you over when you do a downward dog. It's like just point and laugh at you. It's for your own good.
Well, there's a bit, tree pose where you stand on one leg.
Yes.
And that you get people falling over in that, which is, it is hilarious. It is funny. I've fallen over in tree pose.
Yeah. Now, do people fart? Because I've never actually been to yoga.
I was going to ask that. It's just, yeah. You have to,
I didn't know if that was some sort of fake thing that happened, but yeah, they do they?
Oh, yeah, no, some really quite extraordinary. I would say probably proper audible cartoon style. I've only encountered about 4 or 5 of those, but little squeaky, little bum squeaks, they happen quite a lot.
Okay.
And sometimes you're not sure whether it's vaginal. I'll just throw that out there.
Could be. That was another question I was going to ask, but I held back, but you answered it anyway. I've never actually done yoga myself, and I can't imagine I'd be particularly great at it, because any sort of suppleness I've had or any sort of stretchiness has gone, I think.
Yeah.
I think.
But you're not getting any disagreement from me and Hayley there.
No, I know. It's totally true.
That's it.
Yeah. My right leg can cross over my left, but my left leg struggles with my right one.
Yeah. Oh, you're totally lopsided. Everybody is, and it is hilarious where you just realise that I have the strength of a kitten in my right side and of Thor in my left side. And if I try, this is why you fall over, you see, because you if your yoga teacher isn't pushing you, it's because you've got, you overestimate the capacity of one of your legs and underestimate the capacity of the other, and then you kind of crumple to the floor farting.
Yeah.
Sounds great.
It won't be the first time. Oh, goodness. So yoga. How long have you been doing that for?
25 gosh darn years.
Wow.
25 minutes. Yeah, no, I'm really old, it turns out. And the embarrassing thing is, you would think that by now I would actually be able to do anything, but I still can't. Touch my toes. Yeah, literally cannot touch my toes. So it's no advert for yoga. Stay at home, kids. Stay at home and just atrophy instead, like Alex.
Yeah. If I had a yoga mat, I literally would just fall asleep on it. I think that would be it. That's about the most use I'd get out of that. How many yoga mats have you got?
3.
Uh,
I've got a blue one, I've got an orange one, and I've got a green one. And I've got 2
asking
blocks.
all the important questions.
Blocks, straps. I've got them all. I've got a little bean bag that you put on your eyes.
I did think you said jock straps for a second.
Yeah.
I don't really know what a jock strap is. What's the difference between like a jock strap and a truss?
Oh my gosh, I have no idea.
I think I'm trying to think what a truss is.
Well, it's something they used to refer to in sitcoms of the 1970s. Any sort of older man always said, "Oh, me truss." They all had hernias and trusses and stuff like that.
Well,
but yeah,
I think a jock strap doesn't cover the arse. I think it literally just covers your
genitalia.
Yeah, in a sort of, I don't know. It's one of them things.
It's like a sports thing. Is it like a box?
I think it's a sports thing. Yeah, I think so. I think it just keeps everything where it should be.
Straps. So it straps in your testicles and penis.
Yeah.
So the testicles and the pinnacles are strapped up.
I also appreciate the way you said mine. Your testicles and penis.
Let's focus very specifically on Alex.
On mine. Alex's genitals. Yeah.
You've never worn a jock strap then?
I haven't. No. Not even been tempted to. No.
It's, I suppose, the female equivalent is the sports bra, which is one of the most fiendish and devilish instruments of torture ever invented. I got one recently from Next, and it goes over your head, and then you have to clip like a bit at the back. And I have never yet managed to use it unassisted. I had to get a woman, so I managed to get it on with my husband's assistance. And then I was doing a class at the gym, and then I had to get a woman in the changing room to unclip the bit at the end because I couldn't do that.
It doesn't sound very user friendly, does it?
No, it's really not. It's really not. And you end up with like a squished nipple in a sports bra. It's really unpleasant.
No.
You need a front fastening one.
Yeah, I do. Spring-loaded front fastening, easy release, like a Barbara Windsor. Exactly. They should market those, the Barbara Windsors.
Yes, and that's what they should call them. The Barbara Windsor.
Barbara Windsor.
Barbara, yeah, that's a brilliant idea. Oh my God! I mean, actually, genuinely, I reckon the Barbara with Barbara Windsor bras. Yes, right. We're onto something. Let's get in touch with your estate.
Yep. Dragon's Den, here we come.
Yep.
Front fastening, spring-loaded bras. I can see. I don't even know who's on Dragon's Den anymore, but the bloke from Ryman's, is he still on it?
Probably, yeah.
I mean, I'm not taking business advice from anyone who owns Ryman's. Have you been in Ryman's?
Yeah, my wife used to work in one.
Really?
Yeah, briefly. Yeah. And she didn't really talk about it much, so I imagine that kind of sums it up, really.
Yeah. That's the Ryman story there.
That's it. Dragon's Den probably would pick it up, but just for the line when they spring open, and so someone could say they're out, or
like those boobs. I'm out.
Yes.
Yeah, nice.
I'm out. Yes.
Like the nipples.
Yeah. Yes.
Quite.
That's the soundbite.
There you go.
The nipples.
Yes.
So Thursday yoga, Friday. What was that?
I'm in love. You have to say after Friday.
Yes.
Yes. Friday. I'm in love. It's today. What is today when we're recording? No, in fact, we shouldn't. Oh, I tell you what I have done. It's more crafting. So I had to, and again, this is a very sort of parent relatable thing. At the very last minute on going to school, my children were like, "Oh, since it's the end of term, they've said we can come in Halloween costume," which they had known for a week.
Of course.
I had presumably been emailed by the school because they do this. They email you, and I'm like, I never check my emails. I'm very backward in that respect. And and so I had to actually create 2 Halloween costumes in the space of, it was like a proper Generation Game style challenge. In the space of half an hour before school, I had to create a Dracula and my daughter decided she wanted to go as a spoon.
What?
And so we made a Dracula costume and a spoon. I know.
Okay.
I said exact. That was the face I did as well. A spoon. A
Come on
spoon.
now.
It's dull. It will hurt more.
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. That's got a checkered BBFC history, Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. But yeah, go on.
Oh, look, I love this. I'm so interested because I would imagine it was solid. Oh, actually, no, yeah, maybe sort of because we never had 12, did we, in the old days? We had PG or
Not-
15, that was it.
Well, actually, 12 came in 1989. Batman was the first one to be 12.
Oh, okay.
Alex.
Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves came out in 1990, I believe, but Warner Brothers wanted a PG, so they ripped the shit out of it. They really did.
And has it been restored? Has it been restored to a...
It has been 12. Yeah, it has been restored.
It's quite grimy, isn't it? It's quite brutal, that film.
It is. It's very brutal. And also Christian Slater says the very appropriate "fuck me, he made it" when they go over a wall. Christian Slater, of course, you worked with Christian Slater, didn't you, Lucy Paul?
I did.
Wow.
How about this? It's segues coming out my arse.
Imagery.
Yes, exactly. I'm picturing the scooter type segue. Right?
Yeah, me too. Yeah. It hurts. But yeah, you did One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, didn't you, with Mr. Slater?
Oh, and what an experience that was. Yeah, it was amazing. It was a year of basically drunken hijinks in the West End. And one day we'll make a film about that episode. It was exciting. It was fraught. People were sacked. The show was cancelled, but then the show was back on, and then it was like a real proper. The arc of it was, this is a disaster. It's never going to happen. It's all terrible. And then it was a glittering triumph. And Christian Slater, the absolute brass neck of him, every single night demanding a standing ovation. Because in America, you get a standing ovation for basically doing anything. You fart in a yoga class and they do give you a standing ovation.
Yeah.
So every night at the end of the show, he used to go, "Come on, up you get, on your feet," and people would dutifully.
Does it work that way?
No.
Demand your own standing ovation.
Get up off your seats now.
But yeah, because my friend Margaret, who came to see it, reminded me the other day. She was like, "Yeah, he made us stand up," and everyone was really curious about it.
I mean, I'd get it if it was like not for him in a way.
Yeah,
if it was like, come on, these guys.
Yeah,
these guys, get on your feet here.
Not for yourself. No, that's very un-British. No.
Yeah. But he was lovely, and it was after having watched him in Heathers, and just one of my absolute all-time favourite films. I was like, this is the most exciting thing that's ever happened.
It's a good thing.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I never saw it, unfortunately, but I was aware of it and really wanted to see it.
We'll do it again. We'll get the gang back together, and
please do. Yeah,
we'll pop down to Kent and do a special.
Yeah, just for me. We've got a massive garden, so just do it in the garden. And I will stand up at the end.
Yeah. Well, you'll have to. There'll be no question that that's going to happen. So yeah.
I'm not going to crawl out of the garden. Thanks, guys. I'm just going to crawl back into my house.
Thanks for coming.
You know the way out. Oh, but yeah, that must have been quite a cool experience.
That was 2004, so I can't imagine how old we would all look now. Because that was however. See, look, talking about the mental arithmetic not being great, I'm like, how many years ago was that? That is 17 years ago. 17 years ago. I was 31 at the time.
Wow.
I could probably have touched my toes then if I'd really tried, but not then.
Didn't have the time to,
But yeah, Christian Slater now. I mean, although I think he looks better now than he did then, because I think he's very clean and sober and clean living now. So yeah, he'd probably be an even better McMurphy now than he was even then.
Yeah, there's some Hollywood stars that they look so much better older, and I agree with you, Christian Slater. I think he has that kind of almost timeless look, but some just really fall off the wagon, don't they, quite badly.
I mean, Charlie
Not gonna-
Sheen is quite an extra. Charlie Sheen and Mickey Rourke.
Mm.
You go, God, yeah, you live. I mean, you live well, you pay the price, but my God, they've had a good time in the process, I'd imagine.
Yes, they have. Mickey
Oh,
Rourke's
yeah.
an interesting one because you don't. I don't actually see where it's like one way he looked, and then there's this way he looked, and there's no in between. Almost, it's kind of like you
Yeah,
can't
yeah, yeah.
pinpoint that moment. But
he is brilliant in the whichever Iron Man it is.
oh yeah, and The Wrestler
Yeah.
is fantastic. The Wrestlers,
Yeah, God, that was a good
great
movie,
film.
wasn't it?
Oh, that was good.
Great film. Great
Certificate, please.
15.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Iron Man was a 12A. Oh, it's so sad.
It's compulsion, isn't it? I love it. He just can't help
It's
himself.
knee jerk, and it's automatic. It's knee jerk. Until you say something like Die Hard with a Vengeance, and I go, now, well, that was a 15 after cuts, and then it was released at 18 on the video. Then it goes,
Oh, wow.
Do you know, though, I would listen 100% to a podcast about film classifications. I think you should do it.
BBFC have got one. I think I will do one. I'll do another one, a side one that just says, yeah, I agree with everything they say.
I agree. Yeah.
I agree. I concur. So where are we now? We're on Friday.
We're on Friday. I've got to go in a minute, actually, because I
Yeah.
have got a date with my
Oh,
husband.
Ah,
shit.
like
Oh yeah,
it.
well, we did Friday, didn't we? So let's move on to the weekend and get that out of the way, and then you can go on your date.
We're going to the Charcoal Grill for their set lunch, which is £7.99.
Oh, I like it.
Mm,
That sounds great.
value.
Wow, I want that.
I tell you what, so I'm going to have, as a starter, I'm going to have the little, what do you call them, Borek things, the pastry with a bit of cream cheese in the middle.
Oh yes, yeah.
And then I'm going to have a falafel platter for my main.
Oh,
My husband,
fantastic.
if I know him, is going to have a chicken sheesh.
oof. All good
There you
choices.
go.
A lot of
Dirty.
garlic sauce as well. We'll have a lot of garlic sauce because we won't be doing any kissing this afternoon.
No, it'll be too full. So we'll move on to the weekend then. Weekend, let's get that one out of the way. What happened
Crazy
on the
party times. Oh my
weekend?
God.
Yes, that's what
This
I
is
like to
where
hear.
we pump up the hot tub, and really, we've got a hot tub. We've become suburban.
I like the phrase
swingers.
"pump up the hot tub."
Pump up the hot tub because it gets a little bit deflated because the
It's a paddling pool.
cats sometimes it is.
Oh.
It's an inflatable hot tub and it is the naffest thing. I love it so much. And everybody does think that you're dirty sex people if you have a hot tub, I've discovered. Because,
Yeah, they do, don't they?
yeah, it's got a bit, but I'm not at all a dirty sex person, and very much the opposite. I'm a very clean person who goes in the hot
You always
tub.
have soap in that hot tub.
I do. I scrub it thoroughly. I bleach it every now and then. So I spend my weekends basically immersed to the neck in sort of tepid water. It's lovely.
Oh. I envy that because
fantastic.
I've tried a hot tub a couple of times, and obviously I don't have one, but I find them to be a wonderful thing. And that whole rule about you can only be in for 20 minutes, that's nonsense.
That's nice.
20 hours, mate. 20 hours at the
20
weekend.
hours. Yeah, rubbish. Oh, well, I'm glad. I like a whole. Have you been in a hot tub, Hayley? Ever done that?
Oh yeah, a couple of times. Not as many as I'd like, but
Come
yeah.
round. Listen,
Just with it.
what we're ending up with here is let's just do the next recording from the hot tub.
Yes.
Sounds good. I can go and visit my dad. I'm just down the road.
Let's do it.
Come pop
Let's
in.
do it.
Hot tub time machine. What was the rating on that one?
15.
Yeah, of course it was. Of course it was.
I saw a heavily edited version of that on TV in America, and it just made no sense at all. Every swear word was changed, scenes were changed. It was just, what was the point? That and Me, Myself, and Irene, and those two films should not be shown at 4 p.m.
That's a horrible movie. I really
Isn't
didn't
it?
like that. I love a Farrelly Brothers generally, but I thought that was
It's quite mean.
Yeah,
Quite
it's
a
a
mean
horrible
film.
Horrible
And
film.
none of to be honest, none of those films have aged particularly well. There's something about Mary I saw recently, and there's a lot of problematic stuff in that one.
Yeah. Well, Shallow Hal. I mean, that's an extraordinary document of its time, isn't it? See, again, the 90s, man, was that early 2000s? But anyway,
That was early 2000s, I think. Yeah.
early 2000s, terrible time, even worse than the 90s, and we've established that they were shit. So
Yeah. Awful times. Well, so if you were going to rate your week on a scale of up to whatever, Lucy, what would you rate your week in total?
Do you know what? I would give it a BBFC rating of 12A.
12A.
It's
So,
generally
yeah.
been family friendly, but there's just a little
Could
bit
have
of
been a
terror and tension. There was a little bit of peril.
Yeah, borderline 15 by the sounds of it.
Yeah. Well, it depends what happens. Depends what happens in the hot tub, of course. That can bump it right up.
What happens in the hot tub stays in the hot tub, unless you've got a good filter system. So, Lucy Porter, it's been an absolute joy to have you on, and yeah, I really hope you enjoy your charcoal grill, because I'm not envious of that at all.
Charcoal grill and then straight in the hot tub. I mean, if I could be living the dream anymore, I don't know how.
I don't think you traveling to Cannes in a day. That's what you'd be doing. Is there anything that you would like to plug?
No. Thank you.
Good.
But no.
Excellent. That about rounds it all off.
I'll just be plugging in my hot tub.
Yeah, just put the plug in that.
Just want to plug that one more time.
Lucy Porter, she has a hot tub. That about rounds it all off. Huge thank you to our guest, Lucy Porter. As I say, it's been an absolute joy. Hayley, do you have anything to add?
Do you know what? That was amazing. And also my face is starting to hurt. My cheeks are hurting because I have been laughing so much. So thank you.
Oh,
thank you for that.
Good. What a change from the last one you did. So, my thanks again to Hayley Pettit. Thank you again to Lucy Porter. Thank you so much during this, and I'm going to continue thanking you even after the podcast.
Thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you. No, thank you.
And in your hot tub time machine, please go back and get me a secret chocolate bar. Thank you.
I will.
I've been Alex Sivrite, and that was the week that was it?
That was.
It was. Goodbye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Lucy.